Are finding a volume of revolution and you're asked to find an exact value and you have a calculator, you can often do this with the calculator and get the exact fraction answer. And it's also a great way to check your answers. So normally we know, right, that it's pi times the radius squared, right, the integral of all of that for volume of revolution. So I'm going to show you an example here. So for my example, I have this quadratic. Let me just go down there so you can see the equations. So 2x squared minus 3x plus 1, and the line y equals 3. And we're going to revolve around y equals 3. That's going to be our axis of revolution here. So we're going to do the area bounded between the two curves and revolve it around the top curve. So if you have a graphing calculator at home and you want to pull it out and type those in real fast, go ahead and do that. So our graph looks like this. And I've already figured out the intersection points. The intersection points here are, and I can show you using the trace key, is negative 0.5, right? That's where it hits the line y equals 3 and 2, right? So those are going to be our points of intersection. So if I go back to my home screen, second quit here, I'm going to do Math 9 to pull up an integral. I'm not going to type the pi symbol in here. I'm going to put my lower bound of negative 0.5, my upper bound of 2, right? And I know that it's my radius squared. So in this case, for my graph, right, it's going to be top minus bottom to find that distance between the two. And I need to square all of that. So I'm going to do a parenthesis to start that. My top equation is 3 minus, I have my quadratic stored in y1, so I'm not going to bother typing it out again. I'm just going to do alpha trace. And then I'm going to select y1, close my parentheses, but I need to square that whole thing. Right? And then I'm doing it with respect to x. Now, in this same line, if I remember here, if not, it's fine, you can just hit enter, but I'm here doing the example. I'm going to hit math and then select fraction for my answer type. And then if I hit enter, right, I get 625 over 48. Now, that's not the correct answer, right? We know that there's a pi in there. So if I were writing this as my answer on like a worksheet or a test, I would do 625 and I would write the pi symbol in over 48, and then that would be my exact answer to the problem, right? So if you want to use your calculator to find the exact answer, right, you type in your integral without the pi symbol, change your answer type to fraction at the end, and then when you go to write your answer, you just throw the pi in there.